I am Courtney Brickner with The Crafty Brick. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm so excited today because I have the Juliet cutting machine from Siser, and I just wanted to share my experience that I've had using her for the past 3 weeks. So I just want to put it out there that I know you're wondering how it compares to other machines. I know, everyone wants to know that. So I'm not doing a side-by-side comparison today, but I am going to share my experience when I first took her out of the box. And if you happen to see my live unboxing, you'll see there was a little bit of frustration when I tried to use her for the first time. And then after that video, actually, if you want to see the video, check the description, I put the link down there. After that video, well, things took a little turn. I decided to keep on working with her, try to figure it out. I'm telling you, the frustration was real. So I just want you to know, because you're a crafter, I'm a crafter. I'm not a commercial crafter, so I'm not familiar with the big commercial machines. I'm familiar with a Silhouette Cameo, which I've got there, and my Cricut Explorer Air 2, which I've got 2 Cricut machines. So that's where I'm coming from. So I want to share with you kind of how it went down from somebody that knows those 2 crafter machines and then getting a Juliet. When I first started to use her, I'm serious. I got it on a Thursday. I tried it out. I opened it live with you. I tried it out, and then I set her back on the shelf, I think for 4 days, because I was like, I can't even do this. I can't figure this out. This is too frustrating. I don't want to do that. But then things changed. And here's what happened. What I realized was that I was frustrated with some things of my other machines. You know, I know you guys know the frustrations. Some of the machines are too loud. Some of the machines can't get print and cut correct. I'm not naming any names. I'm just seeing this is what's going out there. Some of the things can't print and cut very large. So there are problems. So then you go to a new machine, you're like, I want to fix those problems, but I want it to work exactly like the other ones. Is that right? That's not really what you want. You want it to be different. You want to solve problems, so you want it to be different, but you want it to start out exactly the way, and you want no learning curve, and you want everything to be perfect right from the beginning. That's not the way things work. Change is change. Change can be hard. Change requires some learning. Change requires some patience. So learning and patience, that is what is needed with this machine when you first start. But what I will say is, after those 4 days when I put it away and I decided to take her back out, and I was like, I'm gonna try this again. This is how it went down. I turned it on, put the blade in, and I cut something. Here's what happened.
I'm having trouble.
So, super frustrated. Luckily, I am in the Leonardo design software beta testing group. So I reached out to them and I'm like, this is what's going on. I don't know why it's tearing up my material. I'm a little frustrated. And I sent them a picture of how my blade was set up. And here's the picture that I sent them. They said my blade was out really too far. I had no idea. I'd never, you know, when you get these other machines and you put the blade in, it just goes exactly where it's supposed to go. But this one is very, very different. So let me show you where I adjusted it and how it should be. So you see that there's barely any blade out. So I just want to show you, when you're setting up your blade, you're going to take this little silver part and you're going to untwist it. Let's see, my blade is already in here. So if you're getting, oopsie, if you are getting your new blade, so I've got my blade right here, drop my blade in and it goes inside. Then what I'm going to do is twist the silver until I see my blade pop out. It is barely there. You can barely see the blade. Then when I get the blade where it's barely peeking out, you're gonna take the gold part and tighten it. So then you're going to put your blade into this part right here and tighten it. And make sure, because at first when I did it, this little lip right here, the little bump all the way around it, I had that sitting above, and it needs to go below this little clip here, okay? So then you tighten it. Let's tighten it back. You can see the little black clamp sitting above the red lip. That was my first problem. When I got that figured out, can I tell you how much I love this machine? Oh my gosh, I've been using it for 3 weeks, and it's the only machine I grab for now. I mean, I used to use all of my machines, and now this is the one that I really like. So let me show you some of the features that I think that you're gonna like also, that I really love. First, which will also take some getting used to, is that this machine cuts from the bottom left corner instead of the top left corner like other machines. So that's gonna take some getting used to, but it's not that hard. Now I get it, and it's not that challenging for me. It's not weird. You can load this machine from the front or from the back. So I can put it in right there. You push the little button here to load the mat, and then it just goes right in. Very, very simple. If you want to do and load from the front, go ahead and line it up. There's little arrows here on the side of the machine. Line it up with those side arrows. Make sure it's touching the rollers, and then you're gonna push the up button and it will feed it into the mat. The other nice thing that I really, really like, you know, when you're using some other machines, you put the mat in, it automatically goes to where it starts, and it always starts in the exact same place. This one, you are in control over where it starts. If I want to start it, I can start it right over here in the middle of the material. You can start it over here all the way to the other edge. Push it down, push it up. You can control where you want to start it. So I like having that power in moving my blade to wherever I want it to go. So it's nice. I found that I really do like that. So maybe you used a piece of material and you cut that material. So on your mat, you've got, you know, a big piece of material on the mat, and part of it is cut out. Normally you'd have to take that off, maybe cut off that excess piece of material, move it to the top left corner again so that you can start and cut another project. This machine is nice because you can just move your blade to the location that you want to start cutting your material. So I do really like that. The other thing that's also nice, it's got some settings already programmed into the machine, some Siser settings for their materials that they already use. You can also add in different settings and save them so that you don't have to go and change settings each time. If you know that you use this particular material all the time, you just program it to the cut speed and the force that you want, and then save it. So the next time you just go into your settings menu and you can click the one that you're working with and then click load, and then you're good to go. I'm using HTV right now, so I want to just show you, I'm using the HTV Easy Weed. So when you're using different materials, one thing that you will want to do is perform a test cut. This makes it really easy to perform a test cut just to see if your settings are correct and you don't want to ruin a lot of material, to check on that. So I'm going to move it over here. I'm just going to start right in the corner. The nice thing with this is you can go all the way to the edge of the mat and cut. You know, on some other machines, it gives you like, I don't know, an 1/8 quarter of an inch that you're moving into the mat. This one can cut all the way to the edge. So you can use all of your material, which is really nice. So they've got this little t-shirt emblem here on the settings menu. So I'm going to go ahead and push that, and then it's going to perform a test cut. And when it finishes that, I will go ahead, take it out, and let's show you what the test cut looks like. It cuts out a little t-shirt. Get that part off. Get that off my weeding tool, and it cuts out the middle. So then you can see, did that setting work well with this material? And it did. If it didn't weed easily, then you would know that that's not a good setting, and you're going to have to change the force that you're cutting with, because it might need a little bit more force to cut through the material. But this is perfect because I already put that setting in. So actually the easy weed is already set in. It's already a programmed setting. So I really, really like that. Another nice feature is that you don't even need a mat to use this machine, and you don't need to purchase any extra equipment in order to cut matless. So I've got some HTV right here. I'm gonna go ahead and line up the side and have it come and meet the rollers. And then go ahead and push the arrow and it will pull it in and it will cut right from here. And again, you can do from the front or the back, and it will go ahead. Actually, maybe we'll do a test cut on this and you can see how it actually works. Let's load this in. I'm gonna bring it all the way down to the bottom just because I know it's cutting from down here and I don't really want to waste that material back there. So let's just do a little test cut right here. Let's check it out. And then we'll pull it out the back. I think that will be easiest. And let's check our test cut. If I can see it. All right, I can't see it. Still got material stuck on my blade. Okay, there you go. There's the test cut. Perfect. And that is without using a mat. The other nice feature with the software, let's jump over to there and I'll show you a couple of the things that I really like. Okay, in Leonardo design software, we're going to type the T down here and it'll open up the text box. And this is where you'll see all the fonts that are on your computer. And you go over here and type the word, whatever you want to type. And it's nice because down here, it's got the auto weld feature, so you can click that and then your word is automatically welded together. Then you go over here to the mat and you'll see that you can change the size of your words here. And then you can also go down to properties and you can change the color very easily, whatever you want to change it to, and click apply. Then you send the design to your mat and you'll see it's down here starting at the bottom left corner. And if you want to do the mirror, just click that if you're working with HTV. And it's nice because they've also got the auto weeder box, so it creates a box around your image, so it's really easy to weed, and it does that automatically. Let's head back on over to our design. We'll click back design here, and we're going to delete this, and let's see what happens with print and cut. So we're going to go up here and change our mat size to 12 by 24 because it's nice that you can actually do a print and cut design on 11 by 17 size paper. Right now I'm going to do 8.5 by 14 because that's the size paper that I've got at the moment. So we're going to import our picture and then it's going to scan and do a contour. And click next. And it will open up another window where we can actually put a contour bleed around our design. So if you want to have just a little outline around it, you can go ahead and switch this offset number and make it a little bit thicker or thinner, whatever you would like. And then you can also change the color over here. So you just click right here and you can change it to white or any color you want. And that's what's going to print out when you print your design. Then you'll click finished down here in the bottom right corner. And you will adjust the size of your picture to whatever size you want to do with print and cut. And you'll see that there's a red line around your image. That's what you need to stay within. So you'll have to make sure that you get the little marks in the corners to turn black, because if they're not black, they're red right here. If they're not black, then that is not going to cut. It's not going to be able to send to the printer. So you need to adjust it until all of the little corner marks are all black, and then you'll be ready to send it to your printer. The really cool thing is that you can actually even make your design longer than you normally would, because you actually have almost the whole length of the paper to work with the print and cut from Leonardo design software. And once you get it all set and you're ready to send your design, go up here to the top right and click send design, And it's going to split it into 2 pages. One where it's going to print, and then the other down below where it's going to actually cut the design out. So click the one that you want to print and click send to printer, and then you'll set up your print settings and it will go ahead and print the design out. And then when you're finished, send to cutter, and it's going to cut out the contour of your design. So basically, to sum up my opinion, is if you're looking for a new machine, the Juliet, and you want to have the exact same experience that you have had with other machines that you've owned in the past, then I don't really think that you should get Juliet, because it's a different machine, it's a different experience. There is a learning curve, because what they have done, what Siser has done, is brought a commercial cutting world with the crafting world and kind of merged the two and given you Juliet. Obviously, I've never used the commercial cutting machines, so I wouldn't know how to use them when I first got them. So it's going to take some time to learn. But I do feel like once you get the hang of it, and once you get the settings right and you learn how to use this beautiful machine, I think you're really, really going to be happy with it. The software is great. The print and cut dimensions, the sizing dimensions that you are able to create with this machine, it's unheard of. You haven't been able to do that with the other craft machines that you have at the moment. So I do really like that. She's super quiet, she's super fast, and you know I love a little competition. So I'm gonna be testing that as well, but not today. Today I just wanted to kind of share my firsthand experience of what I've been dealing with having Juliet and using her for the last 3 weeks, because I do feel like you are going to have some of the same frustrations that I had. If you're coming from the same crafting machines that I was, I just think you're going to have that and you're going to be a little bit frustrated. And I just want to let you know, keep working through it, because I think you're going to get over that frustration and then you're really going to be happy. If there's anything that you would like me to test out or you'd like to see more videos of, please comment and let me know. If you've got any questions, please go ahead and write those down in the comments and I will get to them and answer as best I can. Obviously, I'm still learning the machine, so I don't know all the answers, but I promise I can get them for you. So if you've got questions, go ahead and drop those below. Right now, she is available in Michael's, and she will be available at other retailers in about a month, I believe. But right now, she's only available at Michael's, and you can get that link down below in the description as well. I hope that you found this helpful. My experience with Juliet, obviously everyone's not going to have the same experience, but I feel like you might be able to relate to kind of what I'm talking about. If you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn those notifications so that you don't miss anything crafty. And I will see you soon. Until then, stay crafty.